Today we're going to talk about this. I had brain surgery recently and it didn't go the way I thought it was going to go. And it has changed me physically, but also mentally. And the reason being is this. When I was approaching my brain surgery, I knew the negative side effects that could happen, but I chose to only think about the good things that could happen. Now, I had the surgery, and one of the negative side effects happened, and I found myself shocked and amazed that I came out of this with a problem almost as bad as the one I went in for. But it's not really shocking. I mean, I told myself it was because I wanted that excuse, but the facts were there. I just chose to look at the facts I wanted to look at and not the ones that I didn't want to look at. And we tell ourselves maybe because that's not going to happen to us or that only happens to other people or would I have changed my mind? Would I have done things differently if I had weighed all the facts? Probably not. But the point is, in everyday life, we need to realize that what we tell ourselves is the truth is not necessarily the truth or the whole truth. Sometimes we like to focus on just the positive, sometimes, or some of us only focus on the negative, but the truth usually lies somewhere in between those things. That's where the real facts are, and we need to look at all of them. We can't just pick and choose the things that we like and ignore the things that we don't and tell ourselves some kind of human fairy tale that, well, those things aren't going to happen to me, or that only happens to other people, or it won't be this time, right? And this happens with people too. We always ask ourselves after we've been really hurt by somebody, how did I not see that? Well, the truth is that we probably did see it, but we excused away that bad behavior, or we chose to not give it as much weight as we should have, or not see it at all. So, right now, while everything is happening so quickly around us, so many truths and half truths are flying around, and people are showing their best faces and their worst faces, we need to slow down and we need to ask ourselves what's really going on. Not just the facts I want to see or the truths I want to acknowledge, but what's really happening. Look for all the facts, even if you don't like them, even if you don't want them to be true, even if you don't want to consider them. We need to slow down and make informed decisions based on what's really facts, what's really true. And we can only do that by accepting the fact that we may not like what we hear and we may not agree with it, but that doesn't make it not true. And pretending that it's not there doesn't make it not happen and not have a real impact on our lives. And maybe our course of action, like mine, like my surgery, would still be the same, but it's so different when you go into something informed of all the things that can happen and knowing, facing, acknowledging all the things that are true. It makes a difference on the other end.